Well, good morning, everybody. It is great to be here with you this morning, and I am especially excited because we're getting to start our brand new series called Everyday Heroes of the Faith. And the reason I'm really excited is because I love talking about heroes. I love talking about heroes and superheroes. I've watched all of the Avengers movies, all of the DC comic movies. I think those movies are so much fun and so entertaining. And I love how in each of those movies, there's always a hero. There's always some incredible, inspiring, amazing person who we can learn so much from and who does so much good for other people. So we're going to have a little look about people who are like that in the Bible and who've done that because they love God and they want to serve Him. But before we move on to today's character that we're going to look at, I have a quick couple of questions I'd like to ask you. They're just for fun. So the first question I have for you is, who's your favorite superhero? Is it any of these guys that you see on the screen on this side or maybe on the next slide? My personal favorite is Iron Man, mainly because of Robert Downey Jr. The adults will understand. Okay, so if you've got your favorite superhero, have a little think. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you like to have? Here's a list of some of the ones that maybe you're thinking about. If it was me, I would love to be invisible. I reckon I could get up to a lot of mischief if I had the superpower of invisibility. And lastly, take a little minute and have a little think about what your superhero name would be. If I was using this little quiz sheet that you can see on your screen, my superhero name would be Night Snowflake. I don't really think I like that. But anyway, that sort of sets the scene about superheroes and heroes, and it's just a fun way to have a little think about today's lesson. Well, I want to introduce to you a man called Noah. And Noah is often referred to as a hero of the faith. So I have a little video clip for you to watch this morning, and I want to see if you can spot the different characteristics and the different things that Noah does that would make him a hero or a superhero in the eyes of other people. So let's have a little look at our video this morning.
Stories of the Bible. Noah and the flood. This is Noah.
Hey!
Noah was a good man who tried to do the right thing.
Yeah!
But in the time when Noah lived, he was the only man on earth who was doing the right thing. All the other people on earth were doing evil things and hurting each other. This made God very sad. So God said that He was going to send a flood to the earth that would destroy every living thing on earth because He was sorry He ever made them. But God decided to save Noah and his family. God told Noah to build a boat and fill it with 2 of every kind of animal and bird.
Colors, birds, moss, okay, all here.
Noah did just that, and then Noah and his whole family boarded the boat and waited for the flood to come. The rain fell hard for 40 days and 40 nights.
Whoa!
Water covered the whole earth, and the boat floated safely on the surface. Water covered even the highest mountains on earth, but Noah and his family were saved. God remembered Noah and all the animals on the boat. God sent a wind to blow across the earth, and the flood began to go away. After 5 months, the boat came to rest on a mountaintop. A few months later, the other mountains could be seen. 40 days later, Noah opened a window and released a raven. The bird flew back and forth until the flood had dried up. He also sent a dove out to see if it could find dry ground, but the dove couldn't find a place to land because there was still water on the ground. So the dove returned to the boat.
Oh, hello again.
After another 7 days, Noah sent the dove out again. This time, it came back with an olive leaf.
Oh, bingo.
So Noah knew that the floodwaters were almost gone. A week later, he sent the dove out again, and it didn't come back. So many months after the flood began, Noah opened the covering of the boat and saw that the ground was drying. He waited 2 more months, and at last, The earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you. Release the animals so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth."
Okay.
So Noah, his family, and all the animals finally left the boat.
See ya.
Noah built an altar to the Lord to make a sacrifice to God. God was pleased with Noah's offering and said to himself that he would never again destroy every living thing on earth. God blessed Noah and his sons and promised them that he would never send another flood. He gave them the rainbow in the sky as a sign of this promise to Noah, his family, and all of mankind.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. Noah doesn't really look like a hero, does he? I mean, he wasn't tall and big and strong, didn't wear a cape, didn't have any superpowers. He looked kind of ordinary. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Noah was ordinary. He was a regular, normal person, a little bit like you and me. Nothing remarkable really about him. But the reason why we call Noah a hero of the faith is because Noah allowed God to do amazing things in him and also through him. Do you remember back at the start of the story, we learned that the whole world had turned its back on God. It had completely rejected God. And people were treating each other in horrible and cruel and evil ways. And because that was happening, God had decided that he wanted to get rid of everyone and everything. He was going to just clear the world. But God saw that Noah was different. And he wanted to do something with Noah's life that was truly incredible and amazing. But my question is this: why Noah? What was it about Noah that made God do what he did? Well, let's have a look at two parts of Noah's life. And the first thing that we learn from this story is that Noah stayed faithful to God. You know, he stayed faithful when everyone else around him had rejected him and turned their back on him. When they lived their own way and didn't want God to be a part of their life, Noah chose to listen to God and to obey what he was asking him to do. Noah stayed faithful when nobody else did. And when Noah was asked by God to build an ark in a place that wasn't near any water and there maybe hadn't been a lot of rain, so a flood may have seemed a bit unrealistic and a bit fairy tale-ish, Noah stayed faithful to God and did what God was asking him to do. You see, Noah stayed faithful when other people were mocking him and making fun of him. And when it would have been easy for him to maybe turn his back on God, he knew that God was worthy, that God was the great I am, and that he should be following him with his whole heart. Another part of Noah's life that we can learn from is the fact that Noah trusted God. Noah probably didn't fully understand what God was asking him to do or why God was asking him to do it. But instead of questioning and sulking or maybe arguing with God, he obeyed God. He did exactly what God asked him to do. And he also trusted God with his family too. I mean, his family would have been in danger at that time because Noah was doing something very strange and unusual for God. And just by association, his family would have been under threat too. But Noah trusted that God would look after his family and keep them safe from the evil people around them, but also would keep them safe when the flood did come and they were in the boat. Noah trusted God and he obeyed him with his whole entire life. And those are two parts of Noah's character that are worth taking note of and worth learning from. He really is a hero of the faith. But can I take you back to one of the earlier things I just said? Do you remember when I said that Noah was an ordinary guy? Well, he is. He is. And I found this amazing quote that I want to share with you. And it says this about God. God uses ordinary people, a little bit like you and me and Noah, to do extraordinary things. It doesn't matter who we are. It matters who he is. You see, it doesn't matter how skilled and talented you are or how brave and courageous you think you are. God is amazing and can do amazing things in your life. And the truth is this, and I know that this is true. God can use you. Just like he used Noah to save all of humanity, He can use you and me to do incredible and amazing things. So I'm really excited to be able to share the story of Noah with you today. And I really do think that he is the hero of the faith. But remember, it was God through him that made him so heroic and able to do these amazing, incredible things like stay faithful when nobody else was and to trust him when he didn't fully understand what was going on. Girls and boys, go out and live for God this week and know that he is the power within you. I'll see you soon. Bye.